we day, na melody they play. From Monday to Sunday, we no go delay. Sweet vibes they bust for the air like rain. Turn it up loud, no darling today. Go. Melody FM, the sound legit. Now here we dey dance, now here we dey hit, we dey hit, we dey hit. We back on the wave, keep the fire non-stop. 100.7 make we raise the rooftop. Who dey run the show? Not they run out. We station the boss brain, melody they run out. We got down to the wall, we dey loud and go. Catch the vibe, baby, no. We dey talk to melody, we dey talk to melody, our hearts are for 7 FM, Ibadan.
Melody FM 100.7. Stay cool with Melody.
Alabi, keep listening to Melody FM 100.7 Basharon Ibadan. Keep listening, don't touch it.
Melody 100.7 FM Ibadan. Stay cool with Melody.
It's another beautiful time again to cruise on Melody 100.7 FM. You know how we do it. The cruise is in two segments. The first segment for sport, while the second segment, 7 to 8, we talk entertainment right here on Melody 100.7 FM. All right, I welcome you in the name of the General Manager of Melody 100.7 FM, Ediola Afolabi, the Sports Marshal, and also the producer of this show, Pretty the Finest, Degoke. And also the guys working with me today, Daniel Adeyemi is right here, and also the guys at the engineering, Moses doing justice to that, and also Amos 33 helping out at the engineering. All right, I'm Akim Bobola, Egufemi. Welcome aboard. It's time to talk sports right here on Melody 100.7 FM. You know how you did. We'll play the sound for you and we'll go on and talk sports. Keep it locked right here on Melody 100.7 FM.
What a wonderful finish! That is the most embarrassing own goal. Oh, what a goal! But something out of nothing. He struck it sweetly, and does he ever score ordinary goals? They're all copybook stuff.
Alright, it's another beautiful time to talk sports right here. It's a lot to talk about in the world of sports. I'm going to be talking about boxing right here. Anthony Joshua is in the news. We'll talk about tennis today because there's something as regards Carlo Alcaraz. It looks like he's not going to be participating in the Davis Cup finale because he has an injury. We'll talk about other stories making the rounds. Ink at the world of sports, sport stories, football stories, definitely. I mean, it's on the menu today. All right, starting with boxing today, former world heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua will fight YouTube star Jake Paul in a professional bout in Miami next month, with the two fighters set to share a reported £184 million $184 million purse. 36-year-old Joshua will take on YouTuber turned boxer at the Kaseya Center in Miami. Matchroom Boxing announced yesterday the fight will consist of 83-minute rounds and represent a significant payday for both fighters, with reports suggesting an even split of the massive prize pot. The bout is a replacement fight for American Paul, who had been scheduled to take on lightweight Gavonta Davis in an exhibition match earlier this month before the fight was cancelled. And for Paul, is 28 years. He beat heavyweight great Mike Tyson in Texas in November 2024 in a fight that drew an audience exceeding 60 million viewers on Netflix. And Joshua has not fought since being stopped by British compatriot Daniel Dubois at Wembley in September last year in the IBF title bout. And the matchup has generated significant controversies, with critics questioning why the former two-time unified heavyweight champion would take on an opponent with Paul's limited credentials. However, the massive financial incentive provides clear motivation for the British Nigerian heavyweight right there. For Paul, his record is 12-1 across the past 5 years, and he has built against nobodies and elderly stars, with his sole loss coming against Tommy Fury, the younger brother of Tyson Fury. And despite controversial nature of the bout, boxing power broker Toki Alash has hinted at major plans for Joshua's future beyond the Paul's fight. Daniel Adeyemi joins me today on the program. Daniel.
Yeah, good evening to listeners and of course viewers out there. It's good to be back on the cruise show. Let's cruise together.
All right, let's start with this story. Anthony Joshua and Paul. It's been in the news for a long time. Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua. For me, I think it's all about the money, because Anthony Joshua, 36 years. For Jake Paul, for me, I call him a celebrity boxer. He's not somebody that we should hold in high esteem when it comes to boxing. His last bout was with the legend, 58 years. I mean, when is 58? He's old. So for me, I think it's all about the money, because right now it's about $184 million right there. What do you make of it?
Well, definitely, it's a thing to actually look at and to say you are not wrong. If anybody says it's about money, definitely it's all about money. Everything is about money, whether it's football, whether it's the US soccer or whatever it is. In the end, it's all about money. We talk about sport now being one of the foremost business, with the way it's generating a lot of income every now and then. And talk about this fight. You look at it, a lot of people are saying it's a mismatch. I mean, how do you have Anthony Joshua coming to fight a YouTuber? People keep on calling him boxer. a YouTuber turned boxer. And that tag, I think, is what actually made this bout look like not a serious one. People see it as it's all about the money. But I think for someone who is a YouTuber turned boxer, Jake Paul has actually made a very good stride. He's been able, or let me say, big kudos to his agent and the promoter of this fight, because it takes a lot to sell this kind of fight. Yeah. Or to even get it in the first place, to get it done in the first place, because it was all rumors before, and we were like, it's not going to happen. How would Anthony Joshua, class of a boxer, be going head to head against a YouTuber turned boxer, and a lot of reactions from everywhere. But it has come to stay. The date has been fixed, and it's going to happen. And like it or not, whether we say it's about money or it's not about money, it's going to be a fight, and it's going to be a very interesting fight. For Anthony Joshua, it's going to be a way for him to make his way back into the boxing after his last, horrific, spell that saw him out of the game for a while. Yeah. And for Jake Paul, it's time to make. It's also an opportunity for him to make a statement. So both teams, both sides feel there's a reason to go into it that is more than money. For Joshua, it's about getting back into the game. Of course, it's not like it's going to earn him big fight, but at least you want to get back into the game with a win.
Yeah.
So, and for Jake Paul, he too is seeing it as a way to, you know what, if I can manage to take down Joshua, this is enough for my career.
Yeah.
And it's going to hand me even a bigger fight. You know,
that's for Paul.
For Paul. So both sides have a reason to go into the ring that is beyond money. But of course, money can now be that consolation. At the end of the day, if you get your face beat and you look at what money comes into your account, you think, that's not bad after all. So the money motivation is there. But if you look at it very closely, there's also other motivations for both sides. For Joshua, getting back into the ring again after a long time.
And being prominent.
And doing that with a very good win. And for Jake Paul, if you really mean that boxing business, boxing career, this is time to actually go against someone that has been out of the game for a while and making a statement.
All right, leaving that story and straight to boxing. Spain's world number one, Carlo Alcaraz, will miss the Davis Cup Final 8 tournament in Italy this week due to injury. The two-time Wimbledon champion announced on X today. So this was what he said. That's Carlo Alcaraz. He said, "I'm very sorry to announce that I will not be able to play with Spain in the Davis Cup in Bologna. I have a swelling in my right hamstring and the medical advice is not to play." The 22-year-old six-time Grand Slam winner said, right there, he said, "I've always said that playing for Spain is the greatest thing there is, and I was looking forward to helping the team fight for the Davis Cup trophy." Alcaraz's announcement comes 2 days after he was beaten by arch rival Yannick Sinner, the Italian world number one, 7-6, 7-4, 7-5 in the ATP Finals title decider in Turin. Right there, for Sinner, he had already announced that he will miss the tournament with host Italy aiming for a third title. Italy's second highest ranked player, Lorenzo Musetti, has also pulled out of Italy's defense. Austria, France, Belgium, Czech Republic, Argentina, and Germany are the other countries vying for victory in Bologna. Right there, I think it's quite understandable that Carlo Alcaraz and Yannick Sinner, after what they've been through this season, I mean, about 12 competitions for Carlo Alcaraz. Yannick Sinner has been in a couple of competitions this season. I think it's high time for these brothers, Carlo Alcaraz and Yannick Sinner, to rest.
Yeah, definitely. They're both young, and people can say because of that they should keep on going. But at the end of the day, body tells.
Body no be firewood.
On the body, but no be firewood. Because you look at Alcaraz, for example, he's been having a very great year, and all the titles comes with a lot of demands on the body. You know, we can say the court is small and all of that, but until you handle the racket, and you try to swing twice, then you know what happens to your hands and all of that.
Somebody said basketball is very easy because the court is just so small you can run. I said, brother,
until you get on the court and you see it's actually not an easy one. It's been a very long year, and the consistency for me, he's finishing the year already as number one, number one, and for many people they might be like that was an easy one, not representing your country and all of that, but he's had a great year.
Fantastic.
I think anyone will understand if a player like this decides to bow out of a tournament because he feels the body is not actually having it. It gets to that point where you feel as a player you have to actually prioritize, because a little injury happens to these kind of players and you see them go from there. So he needs to really be careful. He's had a very great year. The country will understand.
Yeah, he and Yannick Sinner.
Yannick Sinner, yes. So these two players, I think in my own opinion, they've had a very great year. They are young players we want to have for many years to come. And as long as it's not them, disrespecting the tournament.
Yeah.
As long as it's not
injury.
About, disrespecting the tournament.
It's all about injury.
A lot of people will be skeptical about timing of the injury.
But then let's look at it from this perspective. Now, the country needs them at this time. You understand? They represent a particular country.
Exactly.
For Spain, they would want the world number one to represent them. They would not want world number 9 or world number 10. And for Italy, definitely they want world number 2, Yannick Sinner. So some people might say maybe they are not loyal to the country.
Exactly what I said. The skeptical way of looking at it is, come on, why injured now?
Now that we need you.
And all of that. But eventually, maybe there's a bit of that or not. But you can question that, and that is definitely because they were still both at the tournament a few days back, and we saw how they finished strong, and there were no signs of injuries, and all of a sudden your nation needs you, and then you are limping. So that says something. But eventually they own their body, they decide how they want to use it, whether they want to represent the country or represent themselves on a personal level, it's their call. But the truth is, not taking away the fact that they've had a great year, and if at this point they feel like the body wants to rest, come on, like you said, body will be firewood.
All right, let's leave that story. I talk about MPFL games. Yesterday we saw Barao FC defeat Enugu Rangers. Daniel, the big question is, Enugu Rangers have won the MPFL. Remel Stars, they've won the MPFL. In fact, they won it last season. Even before they won it, they were second. Why is it that we don't have a dominant side in the MPFL? Any small team, you don't see that in Europe.
As in, what do you people even want? Okay.
Okay.
If it was only Rangers or only Imbai or only Shooting Stars or Remo, you say it's Farmers League.
Not Daniel. In Europe, you see Arsenal. There are particular teams that they will have
It's
them
not
for
a testament to the fact that the league is that very
It's competitive,
difficult.
but we've seen them at the, should I say, at the African stage, and they are not competitive.
Definitely. Now we cannot go to that level and judge the competitiveness of the level of the league at the Intercontinental, because now when we go to the Africa, the Champions League, we know performance is different, and that doesn't actually mean the competitiveness in the league is not.
It translates
it's not good enough.
Okay.
The league is alone. Going international stage is different. We see that in the Champions League and in the Premier League. You can't explain why Arsenal still don't have a Champions League till today. Doesn't mean that Arsenal has not been good. They've had a very great season. They've had great crop of players and all of that. But it just shows that when it comes to intercontinentals, it takes a bit of luck sometimes. Sometimes it takes a bit of you being on that, getting everything right at that particular year.
Okay.
So for me, I think what's happening with the MPFL, yes, we can say there's a bit of no consistency, because I will look at it the way you actually want me to look at it. Now, there's one thing for the defending champion to come and at least compete again. But I know the trait in the MPFL is that defending champions come back not competing at all.
Because let's look at Remo Stars right now in the log. Remo Stars are currently 18th.
That's not how a defending champion should be.
Liverpool,
they had their rough time, but not there in the 10th place.
You understand? So I really don't understand what's happening.
Even Manchester City last season had their rough